With the rock split, Tanjiro faces the final selection, and Anime Recap Guy sure will take you through all of that. Let's get right in. Tanjiro is still staring at the rock he split in disbelief when Master Urokodaki gets there. He informs Tanjiro that he wasn't really planning on letting Tanjiro into the final selection, as he hadn't thought that splitting the rock would be possible for Tanjiro. Praising his skills, Master Urokodaki asks Tanjiro to promise him that he will survive the final selection no matter what. Already sounding like serious business here, man. After dinner that night, Master Urokodaki imparts another tidbit of demon knowledge to Tanjiro. He says that like food gives us energy, eating people provides strength and, at times, even magical abilities to demons. He then hands over a talisman fox mask, saying that he has cast a spell on it to keep Tanjiro out of harm's way. After promising an unconscious Nezuko that he will return, Tanjiro bids farewell to Master Urokodaki the next day. With his parting comment, Tanjiro asks Master Urokodaki to say hello to Sabito and Makomo on his behalf. This worries Master Urokodaki as he wonders how Tanjiro knows the names of those dead kids. Oh gosh, they didn't survive their final selection, did they? And more importantly, how was Tanjiro seeing them? Arriving at Mount Fujikasane, Tanjiro notices the massive amounts of wisteria in bloom, despite it not being blooming season. Along with a bunch of other participants, Tanjiro is welcomed to the Demon Slayer's Corps final selection by a pair of twins. The participants are informed that Mount Fujikasane has plenty of demons that cannot leave because they fear the blooming wisteria, which remains in bloom through the year on the mountain. The twins go on to say that beyond this meeting point, the wisteria ceases and hence can result in demons being around. The participants have to survive 7 days to qualify for final selection. Priorities in place, Tanjiro sets off through the woods, knowing that once the sun rises, the demons won't be of any danger. Tanjiro aims to survive this first night and then get his rest during the day. He runs eastward to reach a location where the sun will rise the earliest and therefore minimize the duration of the night. Suddenly, he senses a demon in the vicinity. Remembering his training of breath of water and total concentration breathing, Tanjiro manages to strike down both the demons that had come looking for him. Huge progress, my guy. I still remember when you hesitated to finish off that temple demon because you were concerned about the pain he would have to endure. Oh, so far, so good, Tanjiro. But Tanjiro hasn't yet fully forgotten his empathies. As he sheathes his special Nichiron blade, he prays over the quickly disappearing obliterated remains of the first 2 kills. Just then, Tanjiro is hit with a horrible stench. Looking around, he spots a fellow participant running away in terror, being followed by a huge, horrible-looking demon. Meanwhile, in the forest of Mount Sagiri, a concerned Makomo asks Sabito if Tanjiro will be able to beat him. Oh, that him again. Sabito gives her an uncertain answer, saying that no matter how much one prepares, it is never enough. Back at Mount Fujikasane, Tanjiro and the escaping participant witness the monstrously huge, hideous demon eating another participant. The multiple hands and the sheer size of the demon scare Tanjiro. Shockingly, its hands now extend to catch the participant running away. Motivating himself, Tanjiro launches at the demon and successfully cuts off the arm and saves the participant from being gulped. The demon sees Tanjiro's fox mask and addresses him as the cute fox that came back. Oh gosh, this demon is surely the him that ended Sabito, isn't he? Surprisingly, the demon inquires about the present era, and when Tanjiro answers that it is the Taisho era, it goes into shock and begins to rant against Urokodaki. Hearing his master's name, Tanjiro is curious to know how this demon knows him. The demon says that Urokodaki caught him 47 years ago and trapped him here on this mountain. Spilling more horrible news, the demon proclaims that Tanjiro would be the 14th disciple of Urokodaki that it has devoured. Oh, please, make this stop! A shocked Tanjiro hears the demon confirm that he indeed ended Sabito and Makomo. Talking of the mask in Tanjiro's possession, the demon declares that he has consumed every person who wore such a mask made by Urokodaki. Bursting with anger, Tanjiro launches himself towards the demon, hacking at the extended arms, but one strong punch sends him flying, and he ends up knocked out. Upon impact, his fox mask shatters to pieces. While the other participant sees his chance to escape, Sabito hopes Tanjiro concentrates on his breathing and doesn't worry about bringing them to justice. Gloating about getting to consume yet another student of Urokodaki, the demon approaches Tanjiro. Having suddenly woken up by his brother's voice in his dreams, Tanjiro just about misses the demon's attack and rolls away. Helplessly hacking away at the demon's quickly regenerating arms, Tanjiro thinks about how he can defeat the demon while his neck stays protected by multiple thick arms. Just when he was rushing towards the demon, Tanjiro senses another demon coming at him from the ground below, and he jumps high to avoid a few more hands of this demon that shot up from the ground. The demon is shocked that this kill won't come easy to him, but he doesn't lose hope and launches another arm at Tanjiro. Meanwhile, a sad Makomo thinks that not even Tanjiro can overcome this beast. Remembering to control his breath, Tanjiro forces the demon to stretch out his arm and hence manages to reach its neck and deliver his brutal blow successfully, beheading the demon. Woohoo! Sensing sadness from the rapidly disintegrating body of the demon, Tanjiro grabs one of its hands and prays that it does not have to be a demon in its next life. He also hopes for the peace of all the kids the demon killed, including Sabito and Makomo, thereby granting a quiet afterlife to everyone. Over the course of the next few nights, Tanjiro asks every demon he encounters just one question before finishing them. No matter how many times he asks them what he can do to turn his sister human again, he gets no answer. At the end of the week, when he reaches the wisteria blooms, he knows he has survived the final selection. The next morning, the twins congratulate the 4 remaining participants who managed to live through a week of demon slaying. They inform them of the lowest of the 10 ranks, Muzonoto, where they are all placed at the moment. While the 4 survivors are asked to select an ore for their sword that day, they are also provided with a Kasugai crow each for communication. After a minor tiff between Tanjiro and an aggressively impatient survivor, the twins reveal the special ores from which the swords will be made for each of the survivors. Clueless about how to select an ore, Tanjiro decides to rely on his sense of smell to make his choice. Right about then, a Kasugai crow informs an unknown man that there were 5 successful survivors at the end of the final selection. Can crows not count? Thoroughly exhausted and weighed down by carrying his Demon Slayer uniform, Tanjiro somehow makes his way towards Master Urokodaki's place at the foot of Mount Sagiri, all the while being disappointed about how none of the demons helped with a solution for Nezuko. When he finally gets there after dark, he is shocked to see Nezuko knock down the door. She comes over and gives him a hug, causing Tanjiro to break down into tears. Relieved at seeing that Tanjiro has come back alive, Master Urokodaki embraces both siblings while Tanjiro continues to cry his feelings out. Oh, I get you, Tanjiro. I get you. Inside the house later, Master Urokodaki expresses his relief on knowing that Tanjiro was able to get rid of the morph demon. He then tells Tanjiro about a type of demon that can use special skills called demon blood arts. Asking Tanjiro to expect to fight such demons, he also warns him that it could be more difficult than what Tanjiro has known. Thinking about how Nezuko is different from the usual demons, Tanjiro asks whether she could belong to this special kind of demons. Master Urokodaki instead guesses that Nezuko is the type of demon that compensates the consumption of humans with sleep. Hence, as she has never eaten a human, she has spent most of her time asleep to regain energy. A fortnight later, a man named Haganezuka comes to deliver Tanjiro's sword. He explains that he forged the Nichiren blade from the mountains nearest to the sun, which is why the sword can absorb sunlight. When he finally actually sees Tanjiro, he realizes that Tanjiro is Kakushaka's son, which he concludes is a very good fortune. Tanjiro, meanwhile, is still shocked over Haganazuka's Hyotoko mask. Elaborating, Haganazuka goes on to say that since Tanjiro's eyes and hair are red, a fire-related family business is an auspicious sign. Hence, he says he expects the sword to turn bright red when held by Tanjiro. On the contrary, Tanjiro's brand new sword turns black when unsheathed by him, much to the surprise of both Master Urokodaki and Haganazuka. Scared that it signifies misfortune, Tanjiro asks Master Urokodaki whether this was fine. He assures Tanjiro that while there isn't anything to worry about, but pitch-black swords are not as common. Tanjiro's Kasugai Crow gets there right then and delivers Tanjiro his first ever Demon Slayer mission. The crow informs Tanjiro that young girls have gone disappearing in a town in the northwest and that he needs to get there immediately. Alright, now is where it all begins. Dressed in his smart Demon Slayer uniform with his Nichiren blade, Tanjiro is briefed about the features of his new addition. Master Urokodaki tells him that because of the special fiber used for the uniform, it doesn't get wet or catch fire easily, and even demon teeth cannot destroy it. As far as his black Nichiren blade, Master Urokodaki says that since black is a rare color, he cannot state its qualities for certain. All he knows is that talented swordsmen that are usually unappreciated use black swords. Master Urokodaki then hands over a lightweight box made of strong and durable wood that Tanjiro can carry on his back so Nezuko can accompany him on his travels. And so, Tanjiro bids farewell to his master Urokodaki. Once at his destination, Tanjiro meets Mr. Kazumi and inquires about his fiancée, Satoko, who was the most recent demon-related disappearance of the town. Mr. Kazumi takes Tanjiro to where Satoko was last walking with him before being taken away. Tanjiro picks up a vague scent of demon in the area, but something feels wrong to him. Refusing to rest, Tanjiro follows the smell around town and picks up another scent somewhere in the market area. Meanwhile, a young woman is followed by a strange black substance. The last thought she has before sleeping is the well-being of the abducted girls. When she is asleep, the black substance spreads around her, and a pair of hands from the substance strangle her. She mysteriously disappears into the black substance without a trace amidst her own muffled screams. Tanjiro, dude, something sure is not right. Just then, Tanjiro senses the demon smell getting stronger and rushes in the direction his sense takes him. In awe of his speed and skills, Mr. Kazumi attempts to follow him. At the place where the smell is the strongest, Tanjiro senses a girl along with the demon, but isn't able to see anyone around. Trusting his instinct, he aims his sword at the ground and is able to extract the unconscious woman from the ground. A tiny piece of her outfit is torn, which is left behind with the hand that is slowly rising upward from the ground. Seeing the demon once it is out, Tanjiro realizes that this is one of those caster demons that Master Urokodaki told him about. The demon slips back into the black substance and vanishes. Tanjiro then transfers the woman over to Mr. Kazumi and awaits the return of the demon. Almost immediately, he picks up on its scent and realizes the demon is back. While it erupts from the ground as before, this time it has brought 2 clones along. Tanjiro just about leaps to avoid being caught by their hands. Remembering what Master Urokodaki had taught him about the demon that uses its blood to change humans into demons, Tanjiro recalls the name Muzan Kibutsuji as the demon who is his family's enemy. Having leapt into the air, Tanjiro comes down, slashing off the arms of the demons, and while it isn't enough to get rid of them yet, it causes them to retreat. Back to defending Mr. Kazumi and the woman, Tanjiro decides to definitely ask the demon about Muzan Kibutsuji, as well as help for Nezuki when it comes back. Concentrating on his breathing, Tanjiro again delivers a weak blow to the demon. This time, the demon expresses anger towards Tanjiro and asks him not to get in his way of eating a woman's flesh, as she's already turned 16, and as time goes by, the taste of her flesh will deteriorate. Wow, what? One of the clones reminds convince the demon that they have consumed multiple 16-year-old females from the town and that it was satisfied already, but the demon doesn't agree. A terrified Mr. Kazumi demands that the demon return his Satoko back to him. In response, the demon displays a collection of hairpins and says that if the hairpin she owned was in there, then they have already eaten her. Sadly, Mr. Kazumi sees the red bow that Satoko wore. After Tanjiro fails to deliver a fatal blow to the demon yet again, it is knocked out after a strong kick from the box on Tanjiro's back, leaving the clone to wonder why a human is carrying a demon. You go, Nezuko! Thinking of Mr. Kazumi and the woman in his arms as her dear siblings that she lost, and armed with Master Urokodaki's teachings in her deep sleep to detest demons who hurt humans, Nezuko rushes towards the demon and its clone. Trust me, Tanjiro is as surprised at all of this as you and me, but we will see whether Nezuko takes down this demon the next time. Be sure to be here, yeah? See ya!